The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And ho-ho, we got ourselves a good one today. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 13th day of April. We're with you today at noon. A holiday doubleheader for you tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern Time. And then Friday, a special time, 11:30, because I have a 1 o'clock appointment. So baseball for you today, tomorrow, and Friday. We also tape digital dice today. How about that? Today's game is the third game of a series between the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. And if you are a New York Yankee fan, close your eyes because it's not been pretty. The Blue Jays have taken the first two here in Toronto. They are 47-29. The Yankees are 8.5 back at 37-36. It has not been the Yankees' year, and as I look at the starting lineups, Ricky Henderson didn't play in this game, or at least didn't start. So the Yankees are in trouble. The Blue Jays are kind of cruising. They're not going to have the best record in baseball. That belongs to St. Louis, but they really are playing so well in the American League. Plus, you get the pitching matchup that you would want in an American League East big-ass tilt. It's Dave Stieb and Phil Niekro. Stieb is going to go to Minneapolis. In fact, I would bet dollars of donuts that he's going to start in Minneapolis with a 12-3 record. So the Yankees and Blue Jays on a Wednesday afternoon in Toronto, July 3rd, 1985. The doubleheader tomorrow, by the way, at 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. The Mets and the Braves. Remember what happened in that game in real life, followed by the Cardinals and the Dodgers. So that's what we got for you. It's time for baseball right here on Retro Sports Network. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 85 today from Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, Ontario. It's the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Yankees. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. How you doing, Tribe fan? Happy hump day to you as well. So somehow we've done a number of Blue Jay games, and this is our first look at Dave Stieb, who has won 7 straight decisions. He's 28 years old. A fastball tops out at 90. You know, he never won a Cy Young. I find that hard to believe. He pitched against the Yankees in New York on the 12th and beat them. He struck out 11. In a 7-2 win. His last time out, June 28th. So he's on full rest. A 3-2 win over the Tigers. 8 1/3, 140 pitches, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He gave up a homer. He walked 4 and struck out 3. So overall, Stieb, who has been an absolute workhorse, has thrown 134 1/3 innings, allowed 98 hits, 38 runs, 36 earned, just 6 homers. He has walked 56 and struck out 90. And he sports a very dapper 2.41 ERA and the record of 12-3. I remember when he took the mound in game, whatever his first start of the American League Championship Series, and they would flash the stats on the screen. You look at that real life 14-13 and think, that's not a great pitcher. But when you look at that 2.48 ERA, he obviously didn't get a lot of help to have an ERA under 2.5, but with barely a winning record. In this replay, 12-3 with a 2.41. How you doing, Zalapsky Smurf? Willie Randolph leads off at second base for the Yankees. Ken Griffey Sr. is in left. He'll bat second. Don Mattingly at first will hit third. Dave Winfield in right will clean up. Ron Hassey behind the plate as Billy Martin loads up on lefties. He'll bat fifth. Bradley, is that Phil? This is a DH. He'll go sixth. Mike Pagliarulo at third, bats seventh. Bobby Meacham at short will bat eighth. And Omar Moreno will try to do his Ricky Henderson impression and bat ninth. Phil Niekro on the mound. Should throw about 125 pitches. Defensively for the Blue Jays, George Bell a 5 and a 5 in left. Mosby a 5 and a 4 in center. Barfield an 8 and a 10 in right. Rance Mulliniks a 3 at third. Tony Fernandez an 8 at short. Damaso Garcia a 4 at second. Willie Upshaw a 6 at first. Ernie Witt a 6 and a 3 behind the plate. Dave Stieb a 7 on the mound with a 946 fielding percentage. And so with all that, a beautiful day game here in Toronto, 75 degrees. Alexa, what's 75 degrees in Celsius?
75 degrees Fahrenheit is about 23.89 degrees Celsius.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Happy to help. Hope your Wednesday is going well.
So far, so good. So about 24 Celsius, winds blowing out from right to left at about 6. That would be about 10 kilometers an hour. Willie Randolph at 277, 3 homers and 21 RBI. And Steve starts this one with a liner up the middle for a base hit. So Steve at least will not have to have a no-hitter broken up in the 9th inning. Here's Ken Griffey at 233 homers and 24 RBI from the stretch. There goes Randolph. That's a hit and run, and that will be fouled on the third base side. Count is 2-2. There's a fly ball right center. Mosby reaches over and makes the catch. Randolph back to first. 1 out for Don Mattingly at 312, 10 homers and 57 RBI. Mattingly had an amazing 85, and his replay hasn't been too shabby either. Steve pitches. Base hit, left field. Bell will cut it off. What's Randolph going to do? Willie will hold at second. Fernandez, with a rare bad play, couldn't get there. So that brings up Winfield at 277, 13 homers, and 56 RBI. Randolph on second. Mattingly on first. Top the first here. And this big one from Toronto. Steve deals. They're right back up the box. Dave goes to second for one. Garcia will just hold on, and they get the force. So a 1-4 fielder's choice as Mattingly gave the roll block slide. 2 out for Ron Hasse at 313, 6 homers and 19 RBI. Hasse is going to play a lot the second half of the year. I guess they lost Butch Weininger long term. Throw to first, Winfield back. So the Yankees trying to threaten. Phil Niekro goes for them. Helps if I put the mouse on the right spot. Pitch to Hasse. That's a pop-up. Fernandez should get that as he heads into shallow left field, and that will retire the side. The Yankees threaten but do not score. Buckshot Kid, how are you? No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Half an inning in the books here at Toronto. Yankees nothing. Here come the Jays. So Phil Niekro making his 16th start of the year. He never won a Cy Young either. 46 years old. Knuckleball pitcher. When he throws a fastball, it's an 86, and a fly ball pitcher. He is 8-6 on the replay with an earned run average of .527. He is yet to face the Jays. Last time out, June 29th against the Brewers, a 7-3 loss. 6 innings, 106 pitches, 13 hits, 7 runs all earned. That is the very definition of a Christmas tree. A home run. He walked 2 and struck out 1. So in 102 thirds innings, 106 hits, 61 runs, 59 earned, 12 homers, 62 walks, and 70 strikeouts. This will be the lineup that he'll face. Damaso Garcia leads off for the Jays. Rance Mulliniks at third will bat second. Again, the Jays loading up on lefties. Lloyd Mosby in center will go third. Willie Upshaw is at first cleaning up. George Bell in left will bat fifth. Ernie Witt behind the plate will go sixth. Jeff Burrows, the DH, batting seventh. Jesse Barfield will hit eighth and play right. And Tony Fernandez at ninth will play short. And Steve threw 20 pitches in his half of the first. Yeah, certainly a mid-'80s picture, Buckshot. How you doing, Steeler fan of Exhibition Stadium? My nose itches. I can tell by the Twins logo on the wall that is pre-'87. And I can't make out enough of the other ones to get a good enough read. So, anytime you were there between 1977 and 1987, that you could be in that shot. Hopefully you didn't have those seats in far right field. Unless you were waiting for the Argos game. Garcia, defensively for the Yankees, Griffey's a 7-7 in left. Moreno a 6-3 in center. Winfield 8-8 in right. Exhibition Stadium was certainly unique. And it was a beauty in its own kind of way, Jamie. They're playing for the bunt, so I can't tell you what Pagliarulo was off the top of my head. Meacham is a 5-3 at short. Randolph is 7 at second. Mattingly a 7 at first. Hasse does not have a great arm. Good range, but not a great arm at 8-3. And Necro is a 3 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Garcia steps in at 263, 3 homers and 23 RBI. He's in a swing. Ground ball, foul, third base side. Somebody from Mississauga made that catch. Pags is a 5 at third. Count is 0-2. The Yankees have dropped the first two of the series. Those outfield seats would be $2. Well, that's not a bad price. Pitch to Garcia. There's a fly ball to left. The crowd likes it. Griffey in the corner. 1 out. And now will bring up Rance Mulliniks. 335, 6 homers, and 28 RBI. I suppose for $2 that you'd sit there and bring binoculars. How much was the beer then? Pitch to Rance. Into shallow right. Winfield rides the Schwinn. 2 out. Brings up Mosby. Lloyd at 286. 12 homers and 52 RBI. In the center, Moreno coming in, and the Jays go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1, Yankees nothing, and Toronto nothing. You were a little kid. Okay. So Scott Bradley, you'd have to be a Yankee fan to remember that. 194 with 1 RBI. Steve winds and deals to start the second. Line drive, foul, third base side. Somebody from the Canadian side of Niagara Falls made that catch. This place, I bet, was packed. This would have been a big, big ball game. 1-2 the count. Ground ball to Upshaw. Well, he takes it to the bag himself. 1 out. Mike Pagliarulo, 237, 8 homers, and 25 RBI. Oh, that's right. I'd forgotten about that. Zalapsky reminds us there wasn't beer for the first few years there. Is that because it was a public fairground? The first Jays game ever in the snow against Chicago, there were multiple "We Want Beer" chants. I think by 85 there was beer. Pitch to Pags. Slow number to Garcia. Damaso throws to first, 2 out. And now bring up Bobby Meacham. 198 for Bob, a homer, and 15 RBI. Pitch in the center. Mosby going back, way back to the base of the track. And that will retire the side. So the Yankees go in order. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. So Upshaw, Bell, and Witt to face Necro. Willie, 268, 7 homers, 42 RBI. 11:30 starts tomorrow and Friday. Doubleheader tomorrow, but I have an appointment on Friday, and so need to be done before 1. Pitch to Upshaw. Willie gets a base hit. That's going to leap over Randolph, and Winfield will throw it back in. Here's George Bell, 263, 15 homers, and 56 RBI. George struck out. He looked at a 1-2 change, 1 out. And that'll bring up Ernie Witt. Ernie at 247, 10 homers, and 31 RBI. Got him. He chased the full count knuckler, and there's 2 away. For Jeff Burrows, Jeff at 242, 3 triples, a homer, and 18 RBI. If you remember, the Blue Jays are 47-29 without Tom Henke on the active roster and without Heathcliff Johnson as their DH. Pitch to Burrows. Into right field. Back goes Winfield, way back, and that is off the wall. Upshaw will round third. Willie gonna score? He will without a throw. Burrows is digging for 3. The throw to third is going to be close. No. And that's a triple, and Winfield somehow got hurt. So the Blue Jays go up 1-0 on Burrows' 4th triple of the year. I think Winfield crashed into the wall trying to get the ball. He's shaking his hand. A few seagulls circling overhead, so Dave better be careful. Here's Barfield, 2 out. Jesse at 292, 13 homers and 39 RBI. You're not expecting a triple from Jeff Burrows, but that's his 4th. Got him. So Necro struck him out. He got him to chase at 1 way out of the zone, but Toronto gets a run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the 3rd here. It's the Blue Jays 1, the Yankees 0. So Moreno, Randolph, and Griffey to face Stieb here in the 3rd. Omar at 169, no homers, and 2 RBI. Struck him out. That's number 1 for Stieb. Foul tipped right in the glove of Ernie Witt. 1 out. And the first in the ball game for Dave. 38 pitches for his opening 9, 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, and a strikeout. Randolph singled to start the ball game. And he'll single again, this time into left field. Bell will pick it up on a hop. George got a late jump on a ball he should have had. Brings up Griffey, who's 0 for 1. Stieb throws to first. Randolph back. I'm assuming that Stieb got at least one of those 2 rings. Didn't he? But I'm thinking it was 93 and not 92. Pitch to Griffey. Walked him. So first and second, 1 out for Mattingly, who singled his first time up. Not the best candidate if you're a Blue Jay fan, if you're thinking a double play. He got in 92. Okay. You get them both or just the one? Pitch to Mattingly. There's a ground ball to first. This might be 2. Upshot to Fernandez. Griffey tries to block, and there's no throw to first. And so a fielder's choice, 3-6. He got the... Okay, he got the 92 one, but not on the roster. Okay. Here's Dave Winfield. He's 0 for 1. Yeah, I don't remember pitching in the World Series or the playoffs, but he got the ring. Randolph on third, Mattingly on first, 2 out. Winfield right back up the box, and Steve does his best Curtis Joseph impression and robs him of a hit. So a fly ball right in the face, and Steve got the glove up there. No runs, one hit, no errors. The Yankees leave on 2 and do not score. After 2.5, 1-0 Toronto. So it'll be Fernandez, Garcia, and Mullenix. Tony at 279, 2 homers, and 21 RBI. 1-0 Jays, bottom 3. Popped up Randolph, just past the dirt, 1 out. Brings up Garcia. Negro's opening 9, a neat and tidy 36 pitches. 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits and 3 strikeouts. The run is earned. They play for the bunt. We're going to swing. Struck him out. That's 4. The knuckler, he swung right through it. So 2 out for Mullenix. Rance 0 for 1. Line drive to second. Randolph is there, and that will retire the side. Yeah, I haven't watched any of that, but there's a long documentary, Buckshot Kid reminds us, about Dave Stieb on YouTube, and he was more than a pitcher who just got snake bit with no hitters. He really was the first ace, true ace, in Blue Jays history. And as we've talked about before, this stretch here from now to 93, Toronto didn't have a down year. There were years that teams were better, the Red Sox in 86. But especially from 89 to 93, they were the best in the East, with the exception of 1990. Yeah, it's part of, I don't think there's part of SB Nation anymore. But they do all sorts of videos on weird rules and stuff. They did a great 3-hour documentary on the history of the Seattle Mariners and a long one on the history of the Atlanta Falcons. Ron Hasse is 0 for 1. In the left, Bell comes in. 1 out. Here's Scott Bradley. Scott is 0 for 1. But it was a video channel that I believe was just kind of the showcase of John Boyce's weird work in having the unique part of sports talked about. Secret base. Thank you. I was trying to think of what it was. Jamie says Bradley's brother was the USA soccer coach for many years. Okay. Scott did have some good years in Seattle. I'd forgotten he played for the Yankees. He's 0 for 1. Up the box, Fernandez has to come in front of the bag at second. Long throw to first. Bradley doesn't have that kind of speed. And that's the out, 2 away. And, of course, his nephew was one of the big stars of the 2010 USA men's soccer team. Pags is 0 for 1. What'd you have for breakfast today, Ron? I don't remember. Can you pull a random stat out of the air on the Bradley family? Yeah, his brother wasn't that great of a coach. Fly ball to right. Barfield going back. That's to the track and the wall, but Jesse will make a great catch against the wall to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still the Jays 1, the Yankees nothing. It's weird only because they play Canadian football there. This was not designed to be a baseball stadium. When the Maple Leafs baseball team played, one of you told me where it was before. It was in downtown Toronto. But by the time that the Jays came in 76, that place was long gone. And this is where they stuck him. Oh, he's now the coach of Toronto Football Club, which plays right here. Maybe he can go and coach the Argos. Take a look at the standings. The Dodgers 4.5 over the Astros. St. Louis pummeled the Mets over the week. Would you believe the Mets are 34-40? The Cardinals have won 8 of 10, and they're 12.5 up on Montreal. Pittsburgh's in 3rd place, for goodness sakes. In the West, Kansas City 2.5 over California. The Angels have found some wind. The rest of the division is pretty much, catch as catch can. And in the East, Toronto 5.5 over Boston. Baltimore and Detroit are 6-2 and even at 39 and 34. And then the Yankees have lost 6 of 10. 2 straight to the Jays are now 37 and 36. Cleveland says hi. And Milwaukee wants to know who's quarterbacking the Packers this year. I think in 85 it was still Lynn Dickey. Lloyd Mosby leads off. Lloyd is 0 for 1. Line drive to third, 1 out. Pagliarulo robbed him. How about that? A frozen rope that Mike just had perfectly placed. Here's Upshaw. Willie scored the lone run of the game in the second and singled. Pitch to Upshaw. Ground ball to Randolph deep in the hole over to first, 2 out. I noticed that there's a brand new turf at Rogers Center. It looks like the same stuff they put in the new ballpark in Arlington, Globe Life Field, I think it is. And it makes a darker green, so it almost looks like grass. Here's George Bell. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Necro deals. Popped up. Hassey takes off a mask into foul territory. And that will be a great play. He made that catch against the screen. That will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 5th, and Toronto hanging on to a 1-0 lead. So Meacham, Moreno, and Randolph to face Steeb. Dave starts the 5th with a fly ball, shallow left center. Mosby comes in, 1 out. Just like the Astrodome when it opened in Houston, when Skydome opened in Toronto, it was considered to be a modern marvel extraordinaire. Retractable roof, clean sight lines, a motel where you could practice your Klingon ship building skills with another woman with the curtains open. Moreno struck out his first time up. Struck him out. He got on the chase, an 0-2 fastball, and that's 2 out. So opening 18 for Steve, 72 pitches, 4 2/3, 3 hits, a walk and 2 strikeouts. But when Camden Yards opened just a couple of years later, in fact, this past week was the 30th anniversary of the opening of Camden Yards, it just changed how we wanted ballparks designed, and Skydome and Rogers have kind of suffered since. I know there's another wave to renovate it, and I suppose at that point, unless they really want to have it for floor space for conventions, I know they want to put grass down there. Pitch to Randolph. There's a ground ball to short. Fernandez nearly takes it away from Mullenix. Throws to first, and they get Willie. Oh, baby. What a play. No runs, no hits, no errors. Steve is cruising right along. We're halfway home on a Wednesday afternoon. 1-0 Jays. If you joined us late, here's how I got here. 1-0 Toronto in the bottom of the 5th. Burrows An RBI triple to score Willie Upshaw in the second, and that's been the only run for either squad. Phil Niekro has thrown a two-hitter for the Yankees, easily one of his best starts of the year. Struck out 4, and Steve has a shutout of a three-hitter going through 5. So Witt, Burrows, and Barfield to face Niekro here in the 5th. Ernie is 0 for 1. He struck out one of the 4 that Niekro has delivered today. The knuckler dances, and Witt is into left field. Griffey, 1 out. It'll bring up Burrows. Jeff tripled. Home run in the second. I don't remember Jeff ever having all that much speed. He'll strike out this time around. The knuckler swung on and missed. So 2 out for Barfield. Jesse struck out his first time up. Ball 4. So here's Fernandez. Tony is 0 for 1. Although the Argos and Toronto FC play in the same lot, it is not the same stadium. They tore down the CNE. What's the name of it now? When they ran the Molson Indy in the 90s, it was the only time you ever saw it because they ran right past one of the gates. Pitch to Fernandez. Well, throw to first. Barfield not going anywhere. Now he goes home. There's a little looper in the left field. That's going to drop for a hit. Griffey will pick it up. Barfield will go to third, and there's runners on the corners and 2 out for Garcia. Damaso is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Niekro, his opening 18, 60 pitches, 4 2/3 innings. 3 hits, the run was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 5. BMO Field, which I believe, in the irony of ironies, is the Bank of Montreal. Runners on the corners. Garcia pops it up behind the plate. Hasse will make the catch and against the screen, and so that saves potentially a run or 2. How about that? Niekro out of it after 5, 1-0 Toronto. So Griffey, Mattingly, and Winfield to face Steve. Is this Groundhog Day? Usually is around here. Last time I checked into my stream, we saw the wet turf of CNE. I think we had a Blue Jays game last week. It is not, I assure you. Jays and the Yankees, 1-0 Toronto in the 6th. Pitch to Griffey. In the shallow center. Mosby coming in, 1 out. TD is Toronto Dominion. Yep, they're big in this part of the world, too. They're TD Bank North up here. Or down here. Here's Mattingly. Don is 1 for 2. Out himself a single. Steve winds and deals. There's a base hit right side. And Barfield will toss it back in. Winfield is 0 for 2. There is a squad of seagulls circling around every place that Dave goes. Not sure why. In the right center, Mosby goes back, makes the catch. 2 out. You guys would know. I mean, you look at Steve's real-life record in 85, 14, and 13. Did they just not give him any runs? Hasse is 0 for 2. Mattingly on first. Ball 4. So a rare walk today for Steve. Well, that's a second. Brings up Scott Bradley. Scott is 0 for 2. Mattingly on second. Hasse on first. 2 out, top the 6th. And he walks Bradley. So the bases are loaded, and Steve is in a jam for Mike Pagliarulo. The outcome box says the jam's about to be over. Pagliarulo is 0 for 2. Steve from the stretch. He walks home a run, and the game is tied. So 1-1 to score. Here's Meacham. He's 0 for 2. Elvis is dropping in. He's playing the 61 Action PC season, September 14th. Braves and Stutch. Winfield has a box of French fries in his pocket, hence the Seagulls' interest. Well, that would explain a lot. So the bases are loaded. Hasse on third, Bradley on second, Pagliarulo on first. Pitch to Meacham. That's into right. That should be playable. Barfield goes back, makes the catch, and it is playable. Yankees leave them loaded, but they get a run on a hit and no errors. Bottom 6, 1-1. So Steve has thrown a lot of pitches. He's at 109 through 6. Mullenix, Mosby, and Upshaw. Rance is 0 for 2. Necro starts the bottom of the 6th. A high ground ball to Mattingly. And Dan takes it to the bat, or Don, that's his name. 1 out. I'll get it right eventually. Here's Mosby, who's 0 for 2. Necro's pitch. Struck him out. That's 6 for Phil. He threw the change. Upshaw thought he was going to get the slow one. And Necro got him at the knees. 2 out for Upshaw, who is 1 for 2. It was Mosby with a strikeout. Yeah, no. When Randy hit the Seagull, that was a spring training game in Arizona. Here's Upshaw. He's got a single and a run scored. In the right. Back goes Winfield in the corner. That is caught. No, it's not. It's a foul ball. That was where we couldn't see with our cameras. Winfield tried to get it. And somebody from Pearson Airport made that catch. It wasn't Dave. 0-2 the count. Pitch to Upshaw. Right back up the box. Necro off the mound. Throws to Mattingly. And Don is there to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Tie ball game as we start the 7th. So Moreno has struck out twice. We'll see how many outs Steve can get his team now. The fatigue warning is up. Fly ball, right field. Back goes Barfield, way back there. It is long gone. And if you had Omar Moreno as the big Yankee hitter today, we're going to Vegas. That ball was crushed. That's his first of the year. That guy that didn't hit all that much with all that much power. 125 hitter. Some kids with their $2 tickets scampering around for that one. He's actually hitting 177 now. Willie Randolph is 2 for 3. He has singled twice. Steve opening 27 on 113 pitches, 6 innings, 5 hits. The home run that you just saw, he has walked 4 and struck out 2. There's a base hit into right center. Barfield will cut it off. Here's Griffey. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. The batting average is telling me to keep with Steve. Witt goes to try to calm him down from the stretch. He walked him, and you got to yank him now. And it's going to be Gary Lavelli. First out of the gate. Got a pitching change. His game coming to you from Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, Ontario. Lefty on lefty here. Gary's 19th appearance of the year. He's 36 years old. An extreme ground ball pitcher. Fastball at 89. Has not faced the Yankees this year. Last appearance was June 30th in a 10-4 loss to the Tigers. Went 1 inning and was lit right up. 32 pitches, 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned, and a walk. So overall, in fact, that jumped his ERA from 4.34 to 6.41. 19 2/3 innings, 21 hits, 14 runs, all earned. He's walked 17 and struck out 17. The ledger says he's 1-1 with 2 saves. So first and second, nobody out. And Martin is not going to pinch hit Mattingly here. Don is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and scored once. 2-1 New York in the 7th. Into right field, Barfield will reach over and make the catch. Randolph tags at second and goes to third without a throw. And now they go to Ricky Henderson. So Ricky is going to be the pinch runner with Dave Winfield at the plate. Henderson has 39 steals, but his chances of stealing here aren't very high. So Lavelli will pay attention to Winfield, who is 0 for 3. 1 out. Blue Jays would love a double play, and they might get one here. Fernandez is only going to get one. They get Henderson at second. 6-4 on the force. The throw to first was late. Randolph will score. It's 3-1 New York. But there's 2 out for Hasse. Throw to first. Winfield back. So let's see what the Yankees do with Hasse, who is 0 for 2 and does not hit lefties well at all. He does have a walk. They will let him stay in the game. The throw down to second. Winfield has his 9th stolen base of the year. So 1 strikeout to Hasse and 2 out. The Yankees have broken through with 2 here in the 7th. Maybe the big surprise hit, the solo home run from Omar Moreno. Line drive to Garcia. Stretch time, 3-1 New York. Well, thank you, Buckshot Kid, for the 7 Snoopies. I love that. The icon on the, or the emoticon on the screen is a beagle with an ear going up as a bit. So he sent me 7 Snoopies. That's awesome. Although Snoopy did not look like that. George Bell is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. It is amazing how Charles Schultz drew Snoopy as a beagle, but I've never seen a beagle, a real dog, look like Snoopy. So thank you kindly, sir. Bottom 7, 3-1 New York. Bell is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Now he's got a base hit. That's in the right. Winfield will pick it up. And Bell has himself a single. 4th hit for the Jays. Here's Ernie Witt. Ernie 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Tomorrow is the 4th of July in this replay, and we will play maybe one of the most famous 4th of July games ever. The Mets and the Braves from Atlanta. And I promise that we will not be in our own yard lighting off fireworks at 10:05 in the morning. And then the nightcap will be the Dodgers and the Cardinals. And I think that game's in L.A. And so those are the 2 games that we'll celebrate the 4th of July with. Pitch to, well, throw to first. Bell is back. And I guess I should steal him. Ernie's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. There goes Bell. Hassey's throw down to Meacham is going to go into center field. How about that? And Bell goes into third. So Bell not only gets the steal, the bad throw from Hassey puts Bell on to third. Ricky Henderson, by the way, stays in the game in left field. He'll bat second. He's a 5 in left. I believe he's got a 4 arm. So Henderson in left, Moreno in center, Winfield in right. A 1-strike count to Witt. Bell is on third. Pitch to Witt is a fly ball to right. Winfield in the corner. He's going to fight some hot dogs, I think. No, he makes the catch. Bell will tag and score without a throw. And it's 3-2. So the Jays get one right back. 1 out for Jeff Burrows, who has an RBI triple in this one. Now has 19 RBI in the year and has struck out once. Pitch to Burrows. Into right. Winfield coming in. Fights the Seagulls and the Fries. 2 out. Brings up Barfield. Jesse has walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. 3-2 Yankees, 2 out in the 7th. He got him. He got him right down Broadway for strike 3. That danced around like Saturday Night Fever, and it worked. It spun, it wore the bad coat, and it looked a lot like John Travolta. After 7, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. Yankees 3, Toronto 2. Righetti's no-hitter, another 4th of July game. That was 1983. We try to forget that up here, though. And, of course, maybe the best speech in baseball history was a July 4th doubleheader, 1939. Scott Bradley is 0 for 2 with a walk. And Billy Sample's going to pinch hit. So the righty on there now. And they'll leave Lavelle in there to see what we do, or what the Yankees do with Pagliarulo. Sample, 290, no homers and 3 RBI. Hasn't pinch hit yet this year. And, of course, it doesn't count as a... Now, in real baseball, does it count when you pinch hit for the DH? Is that just considered the DH, or is that a pinch hitter? Pitch to Sample. Struck him out. He got him to swing on a 1-2 curve. So 1 out, and let's see what they do with Pags. If he stays in the game, well, it doesn't matter if he stays in or not. Right now, he's 0 for 2 with an RBI and a walk. He will stay in the game. Be pinch hit for. Because really, those two things are the same thing, Ron. And Dale Berra coming in. 193, no homers, and 10 RBI. He does have a pinch hit RBI. 1 out, Lavelle deals. And there's a base hit into right center. Barfield will cut it off. And right now, the advantage of Lavelle facing Bob Meacham is advantage Toronto. So Gary stays in the game. Meacham is 0 for 3. Berra, no speed on first. Gary's pitch. That might be 2. Fernandez will get it. Garcia for 1. They have time for 2, and they will. So 6-4-3 in the double play ends the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors. Bottom 8, 3-2 Yankees. And so Fernandez, Garcia, and Mullenix to face Necro, who is cruising right along here in the 8th. And if the Yankees get into trouble, Dave Righetti, the aforementioned 4th of July no-hitter, is on hand to shut the door. Fernandez lines 1 to Meacham, 1 out. Berra stays in the game at third. He's a 5 there. Necro, 27 batters deep, 7 in the third innings, 91 pitches, 4 hits, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. Garcia 0 for 3 with a whiff. That's in the left field. Henderson gets his first chance of the game, and Ricky says that Ricky makes the catch, 2 out. Brings up Mullenix, who's 0 for 3. Phil winds and deals. And Mullenix slams that one to right, but foul. An 0-2 count. Crowd liked it. 77 degrees here. Wednesday afternoon affair here in Toronto. The wind now blowing in from right at 6. Those 2-strike pitch to Mullenix. That is hit long and deep to right center, and that is caught. The wind kept that in the park. Off the bat, that looked gone. But it settles into Dave Winfield's glove, and the Jays go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 9th. It's 3-2 New York. So Lavelle will at least face Moreno. Omar pretty much has won this game for New York. He homered in the 7th. He hit 1 homer all year. In fact, he's only 4 at-bats from being done. He stays in the game. Ground ball to Garcia. Damaso throws to first. 1 out. And with Randolph at the plate, they will go with, Bill Caudell. Bill, over from Oakland, 29 years old. Fastball pitcher at 93 and a standard pitcher. 21st game of the year for Cuffs. Pitched against the Yankees Monday and got the save. A 1-inning, 17-pitch, 1-hit affair where he walked a batter and struck out a man. So 19 and 2/3 for Bill. 23 hits, 14 runs all earned. 3 homers, he's walked 14 and struck out 16. How the hell am I so out of practice with this? He is 2-3 with 8 saves, but an ERA of 6.52. The Randolph, Henderson, Mattingly, if anybody should reach. Willie is 3 for 4 with a run scored. Other 4th of July moments, Tim McIver's grand slam single. That must have been for Boston. Cy Young and Rubel Waddell both went 20 innings in the game in 1905. Wasn't the 4th of July the game that Rick Monday saved the flag at Dodger Stadium? Monday was with the Cubs then. Which means we've told all the stories, and we're with you for 2 hours tomorrow. A grand slam single. Was that like the Robin Ventura walk-off grand slam double against the Braves? Pitch to Randolph. Willie grounds this one third base side. It stays and just rolls foul, and the count goes to 0-2. Mosby, Upshaw, and Bell for the Blue Jays in the 9th. Pitch to Willie. Walked him. Here's Ricky Henderson. Ricky has an 8-game hitting streak, hitting .308, 11 homers, and 37 RBI. Has 39 stolen bases. There goes Randolph. The throw down to Garcia, and Willie has his 7th of the year. So a good steal. That is not defensive indifference. You are trying to keep that runner out of scoring position. So a 1-ball count to Ricky Henderson with Don Mattingly on deck. Pitch to Ricky. Popped up left side. Mullenix by the dugout, and that is out of play. Somebody from Ottawa made that catch. So 1-1 the count. And 1 out. Pitch to Henderson. There's a ground ball to Fernandez that's going to eat him up. And so the Yankees have speed everywhere. Randolph on third, Henderson on first. And 1 out for the red-hot Don Mattingly, who was 2 for 4 today. He has singled twice and scored. McCarver was with the Phils He hit what would have been a walk-off grand slam, but passed the runner at second, so he was out. McCarver was probably distracted as he was explaining in complete detail how he hit it. He wasn't really annoying until he was working with Jack Buck. When he was with Palmer and Al Michaels, that was a good crew. But Randolph on third, Henderson on first, 1 out. There goes Ricky. 50-50 chance. And Tony gets the glove on. They throw him out. So Witt threw out Ricky Henderson. And there's a sigh of relief for the moment, a 2-2 count. Let's see that again. Henderson did not get a good jump. And Fernandez was waiting with the glove. So 2 out now, and a 2-2 count to Mattingly, who again is 2 for 4. Randolph on third, Mattingly into right. Barfield is going to go in the corner and make the catch. And my goodness, how much of this game gets changed because Henderson gets thrown out. It cost the Yankees a run. No runs, no hits, and 1 error. Bottom 9, 3-2 New York. So Negro clearly pitching one of his better games of the year to face Mosby, Upshaw, and Bell. 3-7-1 for the Yankees. They've left on 9. None bigger than Randolph just a moment ago. 2 runs, 4 hits, an error for Toronto. They've left on 3. Oh, it was May 4th, 76 for the Monday game. Okay. That would have been my grandmother's birthday. That would have been her 49th birthday. Pitch to Mosby. Got him. That's 1. So Negro, if they hang on here, I don't know if I would go Negro Marino for the digitalized player of the game. Anyway, swung on and missed. 1 out for Upshaw. Willie 1 for 3 with the run scored. There's a liner to right. Winfield is there, and the Blue Jays are down to their last chance. George Bell, 1 for 3, a run scored. He stole his 12th of the year and struck out. So last chance saloon for the Blue Jays. Necro winds and deals, and there's a ground ball to Meacham, and the Yankees are going to get out of here with 1. But the Blue Jays are still sitting pretty at 47-30. The Yankees go to 38-36. 3 runs, 7 hits, an error for New York. The solo home run by Omar Moreno. The big blast. They leave on 9. Necro handcuffed Toronto. 2 runs, 4 hits, and an error. And Toronto has left on 3. Necro goes to 9-6 now. 9 innings, 4 hits, just a 1-earned run of the 2. He walked 1 and struck out 8, and he will get the digital dice player of the game. Dave Steve pitched okay, threw a lot of pitches. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, a homer, walked 5 and struck out 2. Lavelli and Cardell kept the Yankees off the board. They had their chances. You too, Mr. Buckshot Kid. So let's take a look at the rest of the day in baseball, shall we? Toronto leads the American League in pitching with a 3.40 ERA still, and is third in hitting at 268. So, not so busy Wednesday with tomorrow being the holiday. So let's do the rest of the day in baseball. The Phillies beat the Cubs 6-5 in 10 innings. Kent DeColvey goes to 4-2. Larry Sorensen 3-3. Mike Schmidt hit 18 and 19 on the year, 3 for 5 and 3 RBI. The Red Sox disembowel the Brewers 16-2. How do you do? Bruce Hurst goes to 5 and 5. Danny Darwin 7 and 9. Jim Rice, his 14th of the year, he drives in 4. Pirates beat the Mets. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie 5-4. Jose De Leon 4 and 6. Ed Lynch falls to 6 and 9. Tony Pena, his first of the year, 2 for 4 with 2 RBI. Orioles continue to be the hot team. They beat the Tigers 4-2. Ken Dixon 9 and 1. Dan Petrie 11 and 5. And Rick Dempsey 2 for 4, his third of the year. Chicago beats Seattle 7-1. Nelson goes to 4 and 2. Bill Swift can't get his first win yet. He's 0 and 3. Harold Baines, the Hall of Famer, 2 for 4, his 11th of the year, and drives in 2. Oakland beats Kansas City 2-1. Chris Cordioli goes to 9 and 3. Brett Saberhagen falls to 7 and 5. Hill 2 for 3 with a triple. Minnesota beats Cleveland 3-2. Mike Smithson goes to 4 and 6. Neil Heaton, where your value is not guaranteed, falls to 3 and 10. Gary Gaetti, his 10th of the year, 1 for 4 and 2 RBI. And California takes advantage of Kansas City's boo-boo. They beat Texas 8-5. Bobby Witt, boy, and his kid, Mike Witt, rather. Mike Witt, 8 and 5. Mason is 1 and 10 now. Bobby Grich, 2 for 4. 2 homers, now has hit 8 and drove in 2. So the doubleheader tomorrow will be the Mets and the Braves first at 11:30. And if we get done sometime before 4 in the morning, it'll be the Dodgers and the Cardinals, and I'll be doing St. Louis. Friday's game, remember, that's an early time, 11:30. It's just a singleton, Baltimore and Kansas City. And then next week, we'll be back Tuesday with St. Louis and the Dodgers. That is a big, big series. All right, we'll talk to you soon. I'm Ron Juckett. Tomorrow, Don Sterling's going to eat a hat. Mets and Braves, Dodgers and Cardinals. Have a good day, everybody.